type of day. Kyle Bambard's got it teed up. Kalen Balaj and Kyle Williams await on the other end. And the 84th edition of the Sun Bowl is underway. And little indecision, and Williams decides to take a knee. Well, obviously, a new age of football, and we talked about it. Here's a different thing as well. The coach who was fired back around Thanksgiving and is here coaching his team one more time, and Todd Graham.
Yeah, as we say, things continue to change in all of life, especially college football. I think you've seen one of these similar, right?
Yeah.
Coach Mack Brown?
Mack Brown's last game was in the Alamo Bowl, and that had not been determined who was going to take his place. It ended up being Charlie Strong. In this case, Herm Edwards has already been hired. Herm's not here, but he will take over, I guess, tomorrow morning.
Yeah, from all accounts, talking to the coaching staff and everybody around, even watching practice, it was business as usual, as not much of the staff made any real changes.
End around and a flea flicker and a double pass, not going to happen. But Wilkins will get some decent yardage out of it. So a trick play on the opening snap.
Yeah, it was supposed to go deep to N'Keal Harry that time, but NC State did not bite at all. As Brad explained it, a reverse and then a toss. They practiced this about 7 times in practice on whatever day it was, 2 days ago. You kind of get your days mixed up around here.
Right.
And it worked every time if they told the defense to bite on the play.
There's Wilkins going to throw it out on the flat to Kyle Williams. And Kyle Williams lost the ball. Loose. Who's going to get there? I think NC State got to it first. They did.
Yeah, one of the things that's really interesting as you watch this, I watched the scripted starts for these plays. I knew what the first 3 plays were going to be, and a team that does not turn it over very well, these were scripted. They practiced them 4 times each, and for a team that does not turn it over much, you turn it over on your second scripted play.
They hadn't had a fumble by a running back all year long. That was, again, a wide receiver, and Kyle Williams, who dropped it, and Jarius Moorhead recovered. So just like that, NC State's got an opportunity as they'll take over at midfield.
And that's the irony of it. You script it so you're safe and you're regular and you're practiced, and what do? Turn the ball over.
Jalen Samuels in the backfield with Finley. That play blown up right there. Kelvin Harmon, the intended receiver, and Kobe Williams, DJ Calhoun.
Yeah, DJ Calhoun, the middle linebacker, just read this all the way, attacked it. The offensive tackle could not get out on him that time, and Calhoun almost caught the ball. He was there so fast.
So 2nd down and 10 following the fumble recovery.
You see with the trips formations, Calhoun, the middle linebacker, actually ends up being over the slot. That's how he got out there so fast.
Straight handoff. Sun Devils have that one read as well. JoJo Wicker with the tackle. Barely had a chance to check our Chick-fil-A starting lineup, so here we go as quickly as we can. And we start with Ryan Finley. Back-to-back 3,000-yard seasons. And the rest of the offense joining him.
You know what makes me smile a little bit? Both teams had a scripted start that they wanted for their safe plays. And both of the scripts could be thrown out right now, right?
We highlighted Kelvin Harmon because he's close to 1,000 yards receiving for the season, and they wanted to get that to him early, and they tried on the first play of the game. Finley, plenty of time. Gonna go deep. Man there, got him!
What a throw.
All the way to the 1, Stephon Lewis.
Just a 3-man rush, and as Brad called it, plenty of time to throw the ball. And he just waited on Lewis to get deep, and then he delivered it. You'll see him go right down the middle. They're throwing off the safety right here, right down the middle of the field. Just get it. Gets thrown, the ball's up in the air, and it's just long enough and perfect enough to be caught. Actually, it was the corner that was beaten on that play, but it was wide open with that throw.
And now Finley's going to keep it. Got about a yard. 50-yard pass play sets him up in the red zone.
Lewis, who had been nicked this year, actually after this long layoff, it was taken away nicely inside that time by Williams, but just bounce outside. outside, and enough time to throw the ball late for the deep pass.
So there's the spot at the 2-yard line. Reggie Gillespie, the single setback. It's the give to Samuels. Great open field tackle by Chase Lucas, the corner, and a loss on the play. Well, Arizona State's defense has come to play with the exception of that one play.
And you'll notice the Arizona State players pointing out Samuels. He's one of the players that they want to identify on every snap, pre-snap. We talked to Phil Bennett about it, and he said, you got to know where he is. He's the hub of their offense, where he lines up. So
their first 2 snaps after the long pass play, both negative yards, and now it's 3rd and goal. Finley's going to lob it to the near corner. Caught. Kelvin Harmon. No, he's out of bounds.
It looked like he caught it from this angle. It couldn't tell if he got his foot in or if he dropped it after he hit the ground. Nope, his toes on the line.
Yep. Right on the chalk. Good call, the 2 officials right there on the play.
A big stop. You wonder, a bowl game here, would NC State go for it?
There was some hesitation. Plus, they've had problems with their kicking game this year. Dave Doran said unless it's 4th and 10, we're going for everything. But right now they've got their kicker out there. It was 3 out of 7 on the season. One
of the alerts for Arizona State has been a fake in this game. They feel NC State has not faked all year. They're ready for it.
And there it is. They're going to toss it to Bambard. He wants to run to the corner. Did he get there? No, he didn't. Out at the 1-yard line.
Well, what a call by Todd Graham and Phil Bennett, being ready for the fake. They told us in our meetings that NC State has not faked a kick or a punt all year, and they were ready for it.
Wow, and that was close.
He didn't touch it, did he? He did not touch the pylon. They need a taller guy.
A taller kicker.
Taller kicker. That's right. You got to have a taller kicker.
Again, the little flip to Bambard, and he started heading to the corner.
It didn't look right, did it?
No.
It looked like Bambard and the holder were confused there. I don't think Bambard thought it was going to be a fake. He was going up to kick it. I don't think they were on the same page.
Big stop by Arizona State's defense, but they have to start at their own 1-yard line when we come back.
Some people thought it was a fake. I feel that it was supposed to go this way and the ball was going to be flipped around him like that. Watch the holder, Cole and Bambard. They're not on the same page. He had to stop. He lost his momentum. Bambard ran on the field late that time and the ball was snapped right at 0. I don't think they were on the same page, and it cost them.
And the reaction on the sideline being that close but not in. And so it's at the 1-yard line for the Sun Devils offense. Well, we've had some fireworks in 3.5 minutes, haven't we?
I tell you, you get the weather up to 60, 65 degrees and they go, right?
Wilkins deep in his own end zone. Play action, rolling right, and completes it out to Kyle Williams. Well, we're getting around to our Chick-fil-A starting lineups for Arizona State. We've had so much up and down and turnovers and close plays, and it starts with that guy. And Gary talked about him in the open. Manny Wilkins, and probably as nifty with his feet as he is with his arm.
Yeah. Healthier this year, a little more determined with his rhythm, knows who to throw to, just has progressed.
Mario Richard cuts up across the 20 to about the 22. And the rest of the offense for the Sun Devils. Their number 1 receiver, we talked about Harry. Kai Williams, actually their number 2 receiver, converted quarterback. He's got 59 catches on the season. So they have a lot of skilled people who have big-time stats on the year.
And the formations will look the same. NC State and Arizona State run basically the same formations.
Second down at 7. Here comes an NC State blitz. Wilkins picks it up. Fires deep. Man there and knocked out. Incomplete. Jonathan Alston made the play defensively.
Sure did. That's what you got to do. You got to get in phase. Alston has to get in phase. Run. Don't panic. Stay right on his hip. and then look up for the ball and be athletic. Have the ball skills right at the end of the play, as Alston did, a senior. This is a defense that has seniors all over the field. 9 of them of the 11 starters are seniors.
Kalen Ballage in the backfield now with Wilkins.
Now only 8 because no Chubb out there.
No Chubb. 3rd down and 7. Arizona State 44% on their 3rd downs this year as Wilkins drops, steps up in the pocket, now he's going to try to do it with his legs, and he does it nicely. That's what we were talking about, the added dimension right there. First down.
For all the similarities of these offenses, that's probably the biggest difference. You look at Manny Wilkins, if he doesn't really snip it right away, he'll be wise enough to get up there, understands how to slide and not take those hits, but he is the weapon when it breaks down.
Kyle Williams now on the end around, run out of bounds by Fernandez, the middle linebacker. We haven't had a chance to set the defense yet. Here it is. And of course, with Bradley Chubb out, puts a little pressure on Roseboro, who's starting in his spot. They've got 9 seniors on their defense, North Carolina State, and basically that whole front 7 will be gone next year, but they got some young guys they think that will come along and be excellent players next season when they lose some of those guys.
Yeah, and Roseboro is one of those guys that they feel will be able to step in and be a high-level football. They call them no names next year, but they feel they'll be athletic enough to replace them.
Wilkins, I think that ball was tipped en route by somebody. Incomplete at any rate. Might have been Roseboro that got a hand on it. And there's Bradley Chubb on the sideline.
You know, Chubb is one of those guys, as we talked about, that can dominate a football. I don't know if he did or not.
I don't know. Went right by his arm. Just looked like it changed trajectory.
Wilkins was hoping we didn't show a replay on that, right? I don't think he touched it.
Might have just been a bad pass. Yep. 3rd down and 4. He picked it up with his legs last time. Empty backfield. Wilkins down the middle this time, and
boy, having trouble holding on the ball. No, he did not. Kyle Williams, who fumbled on his first quick screen, that time has an easy catch for a 1st down and just drops it. That's right at your face. You got to catch that one, and he does not put it away, and that's really 2 big plays that Kyle Williams has not been able to produce for this Arizona State offense.
Michael Sleep Dalton to punt. Nyheim Hines is back deep. Talked with us yesterday about wanting a punt return and a kick return for touchdown. He has one of the 2, but this one I think he lost in the Sun Bowl. I don't think he saw that, did he?
No, if you look at the shadows on the field, he was looking right at it, but he got a good bounce out of it. It landed on about the 8 and bounced in favor of the Wolfpack.
They've got it back on offense in a scoreless game when we return. And the Arizona State Sun Devils defensively, now that we got a moment to check their grouping. And Kalen Thomas in for Christian Sam, who also chose not to play in this game today, the leading tackler on the Arizona State defense this year.
And he's an elite athlete, had a little bit of tendonitis, chose to kind of rest up, and had a little bit of difference of opinions on whether he should have played or not. But again, it's up to Christian Sam.
So from the 13-yard line, NC State trying to get something going on the ground. Nyheim Hines, the ball carrier. Dave Dorn in his 5th year. There was some speculation whether or not he'd be around, that he'd maybe take one of those jobs that was open earlier, and now has agreed to a contract extension and loves Raleigh in the area around there. He's done a great job. 6 wins this year in ACC play for the first time since 1994.
He has him wide open on the corner.
Wow, does he ever. Stephon Lewis, who had the long ball, a 50-yarder earlier, and he's got a 1st down.
That's exactly where you build a pass route. You try to hold the short coverage with the receiver, and then you put a guy on the safety, and you run your route off the safety. One receiver will go short, the other one will run his route off the safety, delivered in that hole, perfect throw.
So Lewis has caught 2 balls for 75 yards already here in the 1st quarter. Back to the ground, and short gain for Hines, maybe a yard. Now Wren off the defensive line made the stop. Finley, who's been around, started things off at Boise State before transferring, graduated there in 3 years. He's 23 years old, and he might have some decisions to make, Gary.
Yeah, he was quiet. He kept his cards close to his chest, didn't he?
Yeah, when we talked to him yesterday, he said, I really don't want to talk about it. Whether or not he'd be back next year.
Why would he? Right?
Yep.
He doesn't know us. Met us first time he met us, right?
Who wants to talk to us
right.
anyway?
Why would I tell you? That's basically what he said to us.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. 3rd down and 5 coming up.
And again, that's how they like to use Jalen Samuels right there, you know, as getting the ball to him quickly, making him a runner as fast as he can. He's got a unique body, #1 Samuels, and he will line up all over the field, including the wildcat position.
Gillespie in the backfield now with Finley on 3rd down and 5. Here comes a blitz. Throw complete, 1st down. And it's Jacoby Myers. Chad Adams put the hit on him immediately, but he got 6.
I wonder if Ryan Finley played any basketball, because that time Jamarcus Rhodes, #17, comes in and goes up to block the throw. Watch. Block it. Wait till he comes down and then shoot, right? You don't shoot right in. I'm getting you ready for basketball. Okay?
I've already done 3 games. Thanks.
That was pretty nice, though. He was up. He waited. Everybody that goes up comes down, and he made a perfect throw.
Finley 4 out of 6 here in the 1st quarter. Good second effort by Hines to get some positive yardage out of that. Looked like he was going to be dropped for a loss.
And we talked about Finley. He can get hot. I watched the Clemson game. He started out in that game 15 for 15. Had a 21-14 lead in that game. He's very accurate when he gets in rhythm. When he and the coach he followed here at the NC State, Eli Drinkwitz, gets in the same mind mold, they can complete a lot of balls.
2nd down and 7. Hines comes out of the slot. So empty backfield for the Wolfpack. Finley stands tall, goes over the middle, ball tipped and almost intercepted. Calhoun got a hand on it, and then Tayshawn Smallwood, the defensive tackle, almost brought it down.
Well, I'll tell you, that time this Arizona State defense just put a picket fence up there. They just dropped back about 5 yards. Everybody stopped at the same time and made the throw have to be perfect. It was not. It almost ended up in either a catch by the offensive line or defensive line.
It was intended for Jalen Samuels, but he forced that one. And it brings up 3rd and 7.
So Phil Bennett's done it 2 ways here. He's just rushed 3, or he's come at him with everybody. What will he do now?
He's got 6 up there right now in their track stance, but Finley's going to change things up.
Yeah, he will bail from the same look. There's no pre-read here. They bail.
And they throw short, trying a little slip screen. Picked up short yardage, Calvin Harmon.
Well, Brad, we did the Army-Navy game, and I'm telling you right now, Jeff Monken for Army would go for this, right?
Yeah, he would. Army and Navy both fared pretty well this week, didn't they?
Yeah, they did.
So 4th down and 2, and this is no man's land, so it looks like they're going for it.
And why not?
Yeah, it's a bowl game.
Right.
39-yard line.
The Arizona State rush defense has done a good job now. What do you call? You give the ball to your quarterback and try to get the ball on the flat, or do you run the ball right at it?
And they're going to call timeout to think things over after they look at the alignment of the
charge timeout, Arizona State.
Well, Arizona State
had full media timeout.
They had their punt returner back in the game. They was way back expecting a punt. Harry came out in their punt safe right there. There's Harry. He is going to be their 11th man on the field as he goes back to Priel. So basically, as North Carolina State goes for it, they're going to go for it against 10 men because they have a punt returner back there. Smart timeout for Todd Graham.
So now we'll see what NC State has planned on a 4th down and 2 at the Arizona State 39.
Well, if they make it here, they're going to at least make it against their 11-man defense, right?
Exactly. They were 13 out of 23 on the season on 4th down, so they went for it a lot of times over the course of the ACC campaign. Samuels in the Wild Wolf. He's just going to take it and run to the right and pick up the 1st down.
And again, we talked about that. Jalen Samuels might be one of the most unique players I've seen all year. His body type, his speed, his receiving ability, his versatility, lines up everywhere. Kind of squatty build.
All kind of flags on the field at the end of that play. Mike Cannon's our referee. I don't know if there was something going on the bottom of the pile or what the case might be. Big Ten officiating crew here with us at the Sun Bowl today. Here's a call.
The result of the play is a first down. After the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 28. Also after the play is over, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 53. Those penalties offset. It'll be first down, North Carolina State. That's the first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on both 28 and 53.
So you see them blocking each other right in the middle of the screen right there, and one last push gets them a warning both ways.
Tyler Jones, a left tackle for NC State, and DeMonte King defensively for Arizona State. So first down at the 35. Those two have to be careful not to pick up another one, or they won't be spending the rest of the day with us.
Talking to Bradley Chubb and Christian Sam over there, won't they?
Nyheim Hines in that deep set in the backfield. He's going to get the call and cuts up the middle. Got about 8. Nice run.
Yeah, you're right. You called it the cut. He planted that foot. It's the outside zone play that NC State loves to run. You press it wide and you look for a crack. There's the crack and you hit it. We talked to Nyheim Hines. He just said, I'm healthy. I want to stay healthy. I want to get healthier for next year. He runs track in the spring, both spring football and track.
He had over 1,000 yards coming in on the season. Back-to-back years that there's been 1,000-yard rushers for NC State for the first time since 1977-78. That was Ted Brown way back in the day. There's a nice open field tackle out on the corner.
Ted Brown was one of your guys, old Viking.
He went to the Vikings.
Yeah.
That's right.
Marcus Rhodes makes the tackle on the play. One of those hybrid outside linebackers is in this unique defense that Arizona State, part Todd Graham and part Phil Bennett, has produced. We've known Phil Bennett, defensive coordinator. I mean, he was defensive coordinator at Purdue in 1987.
I circled all the teams that we had him games with. I think there were 9 of them, right, including being a head coach at SMU. Great guy. A blast to be around.
If you ever have a chance to have a beer with him, do it.
Yeah, do it. Exactly. Third down at 3. Finley fires complete for the first down. Inside the 20, Jacoby Myers.
See, this is why Ryan Finley is so unique. He's accurate. He said he's read Tom Brady's books. I asked him, who are you most like? And he didn't really want to say it, but he said, you know, I just patterned my game on knowing what I'm going to do, knowing where my outlets are. He said, I've read everything about Tom Brady.
He even went through the nutrition thing.
Exactly. Exactly.
First down in the red zone now at the 18-yard line. They fake it to Gillespie. Finley down the middle. Oh, that was dangerous.
Yeah, he didn't read that one because that one could have been going the other way really fast.
Chase Lucas might still be running had he held onto that.
If it would have been a more accurate throw, Chase Lucas, second team all Pac-12, could have had that one. You're going to get the wheel route to the outside, and Lucas sees it all the way and almost jumps on it. He leaves his receiver on the play. What a smart play. He was the corner. He was running with his receiver. And again, if that ball would have been thrown accurately, he had it.
And that was Kyle Cook, the intended receiver. Now it's Samuels on the end around. Oh, what a move. And then some power at the end to get to the 5, first and goal.
You know, Brad, I went out to practice, and I really was interested in seeing him because he's listed as a hybrid tight end, okay? But he's really not. He's just a unique football player, not highly recruited, as Dave Doran told us, and he just does everything pretty well. I'm trying to say, who does he remind me of? And it's hard to think of a player that has his body type that I can even remember playing, and he's going to play in the NFL.
That put him over 400 yards rushing for the season. He's the leading receiver, 70 catches on the year, so he does it all. And now his counterpart, Nyheim Hines, in the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, Nyheim Hines is not the biggest guy, but when he's healthy and running the ball well, this NC State offense is as good as you'll see. They gave Clemson fits when they were running the ball and throwing the ball accurately and moving it, keeping Clemson off balance. They're tough to stop, especially when their quarterback Finley is on target. Kind of got a break, threw one a little high, didn't get intercepted, and then made Arizona State pay for it.
No extra point attempt coming up from Bombard. He's missed one this year, 7 out of 8.
I always feel like I'm an offensive lineman. Do we really have to do this? You know, line up real wide and do this shift. Is it really worth it?
That one was worth it. That is. Caps off an 87-yard drive. 15 plays, time consuming as well. 6 minutes, 46 seconds. And Hines, his 10th rushing touchdown of the year, puts the Wolfpack in front. Tend to have good luck at the Sun Bowl. So NC State on the board first. Bombard will kick. Ryan Newsom, Kalen Balaj, those two guys back deep. And they'll have to take a knee there too and bring it on to the 25. And we talked about Todd Graham coaching his final game as the head man after 6 years at the helm. And he talked to Allie LaForce right before the kickoff.
Coach, it's been an emotional week for you. What was your message before you took the field for the final time with this group of guys?
Win for these fans. So grateful to have been the coach here. It's been a great honor.
You've done so much for this program. What do you hope people remember most?
You know, the character of our kids and how we did it. We did it the right way.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck.
He admitted to us that he was a little bit shocked by it all. And, you know, he's had good years, and they were 6-3, second in the South Division to USC in the Pac-12.
Yeah, I don't think this was all about this year, to tell you the truth. You know, last year a little bit disappointing. Then the football team, you know, had a couple upsets there. I don't know, upsets or not. They had good games against Washington. Well, when Washington was number 5 in the country, then beats Utah on the road. And then it kind of, you know, that USC game was a big downer for this program. But I think a lot of it had to do with last year. I also want to say, talk to Herm Edwards about it. You know, I really salute Herm here. Whatever, you know, you think about how the transition happened, Herm is giving the program space and letting it happen with these guys and this coach.
Wilkins in trouble. That might be one of the best timed blitzes I've ever seen. Watch this on the blitz from the middle.
And Gerard Fernandez that time, right here, I think we try to say it. Yeah, he timed the snap count for sure, didn't he? He just had it. He got the feel of it over and over again, and he hit him full speed.
And I don't care how good an offensive lineman you are when somebody's going 30 miles an hour.
You're at a dead stop, and he's going right at you.
71 sacks.
And again, that's one of those seniors that had played a lot of football on this defense that kind of picked up a tell and took advantage of it.
Third down and a bunch. Arizona State 3rd and 16. Wilkins going deep. Double coverage incomplete. N'Keal Harry, the intended receiver.
You know, that's the 3rd time now Arizona State has tried to go deep on the corners for NC State. The opening play, and you look when this one, N'Keal Harry going straight down. It was Jonathan Alston, number 5. And 3 times the corners for NC State, an area that Arizona State thought they could attack, have answered the bell.
Nice help from the safety, Jarius Moorhead, on that one as well. Forces a punt.
You know, because anything close, Harry's going to catch it. So that was good coverage, and it demanded a perfect throw, which it was not.
Hines has a punt return for a touchdown this year. This one, I don't know, off the side of his foot or not a good punt anyway. It's going to roll dead about the 44.
Dalton's kick rolls dead at the 44-yard line.
Last drive for NC State. They got the ball out to Lewis. That picked up 25. And it was Samuels.
Yeah, on that 4th down play was the key one, and then they went back to him to set up the touchdown, and then Brad, they go to the right side and run for the touchdown on their favorite play, the outside zone, where they give Hines a lot of options. He can get out wide with that speed, or he can cut it up, and he read it perfectly.
Nice mixture of run pass in that 15-play drive that got him the touchdown. Remember, they almost scored the first time they had it.
Did.
Play action. Finley fires incomplete. Intended for C.J. Riley.
Yeah, we were bragging on him how accurate he was, and that one was not. Had him wide open on a stop route to the outside and just kind of threw it into the round.
He was number 2 in the ACC in completion percentage at 64%, and actually was a third-team ACC performer. Seven out of 12 right now. Second down at 10. Samuels in motion. They're going to throw the screen to Hines. Got a blocker in front. Hines down the sideline, cuts back inside the 30.
He's going to be disappointed in himself and not getting past Chad Adams that time. You're in the middle of the field. It's a perfectly called play. You get the screen set up. Now watch, you got the whole football field here and only one guy to beat on your own. And Chad Adams makes the saving tackle. That would have been a touchdown. You kind of hope your back can take that to the house on that one.
So a 28-yard pickup gets it to the 28. First and 10.
No big deal if you finish off the drive and score, but if you don't, you know.
And this time he's wrestled down. Hines after a pickup of 3. Kalen Thomas, who's in there for Christian Sam, made the stop.
Talked about Ryan Finley coming with his offensive coordinator Eli Drinkwitz from Boise State. It was basically a package deal. Ryan said he sold me. There's Eli with the visor on right in the middle right there calling the plays. He sold Ryan that coming there, compete for the job, and he'd be familiar. He says, we're basically running the same Boise State offense.
And that's Gillespie getting a chance and showing what he can do inside the 15.
Watch the wham block inside. You set it up right there and watch the wham on the nose. That sets it up. Just run off that and make a positive play.
Gillespie's first carry of the day, the 107th for him this year. Got him a first down back in the red zone. End of the first quarter, NC State leading Arizona State 7-0. We'll return to El Paso after this message and a word from your local station here in El Paso. And NC State on the move again. First down in the red zone at the 13-yard line. Gillespie in there as the tailback had a nice run to get them where they are at the 13. They'll try him again. And he makes him pay. 8-yard pickup.
Did you hear that snap count? Here we go. Hut. That's not bad.
It's not bad. Is that the way you did it?
A little bit.
Yeah. Good first quarter. NC State looks good.
I think so. And you know what I think's missing a little bit for Arizona State? They lost their offensive coordinator, Billy Napier, who took a head coaching job. And it seems like they're a little out of sync. Manny Wilkins not accurate. Too many deep balls. I think Arizona State better find a running game and a short passing game quickly, or it could get out of touch.
And they better find a goal line defense right now because NC State's got it at the 3-yard line. Hines back in there, the deep set tailback. And he'll get it on the stretch play. And Hines for the second time today in the end zone, touchdown.
I'll tell you, they just are pushing this Arizona State. It's a smaller defensive line, and they are pushing them around. Tyrone Prescott, number 70, gets a good block. They just lead it in there and right. Listen, last time they went right, this time they go left. It worked both directions.
Both touchdowns, 5-yard runs for Hines. He's so deep in that backfield, right. He had to run about 13 yards to get to the end zone.
But so deep allows him to go either direction.
They just got the extra point away. It almost was blocked, but he tucked it inside the left upright. So for the second time today and the 11th time this year, Hines in the end zone.
Yeah, I think Sean Boone, number 24, thought he had this guy. Went right under his arms. You need to lay it out a little lower because he thought he had it.
That was close, but NC State has got a 2-touchdown advantage. Hines from 5 yards out for the second time. Caps a 56-yard drive in 6 plays, and it's 14-0 NC State.
I don't know how he does it, but I know
why.
I know why he does it. Something comes every Friday or Monday.
Let's get a little eye in the corner.
Right.
Yeah. So Vambard to kick. He is not allowed a return so far today of Balaj and Ryan Newsom.
Well, as we were talking about, this offense for Arizona State's got to give their defense some hope. And as you said, when they throw it short, catch one.
Yeah, they've had the dropsies a little bit in the first quarter. Yeah, they might have a shot at this one. From a yard deep, Balaj will bring it out. Cuts it to the outside. It was about one guy away from having about 20 more yards on the kickoff return. A good one, as it was. Check in with Allie.
Guys, we saw NC State's Cole Cook head to the locker room during that last drive. He did make it back out for the touchdown score, but the team confirmed he's not dealing with a specific injury, but he's very sick. They said you might see him go back and forth in the locker room a couple times, but this is the last game of his college career. He's going to get through it somehow.
All right, Allie, it's tough when you get to year end and you've played that many ball games and you want to be out there.
20 seniors on this team.
Yep. So pretty good starting field position for Wilkins, and the Sun Devils are on 27-yard line. Trying to develop a ground game and get something going, and that was a good start. DeMario Richard got about 5. Arius Moore made the stop, one of the captains of the defense.
Unbalanced line, both tackles to the right side this time, and they run right.
Richards almost looked like he got face masked near the end of that play, but he got the first down.
Cole Cabral, number 73, shifted from left tackle to the right tackle. And one of the things about this Arizona State team was the last 4 games, they were effective running the ball, and they're going to have to prove they can run the ball here today.
And short gain on that one. Richard closing in on a 1,000-yard season.
Was it enough? Looks like it was.
And they move the sticks. First down.
And they're going to go fast. Dave Christensen is calling the plays through Todd Graham today, replacing Billy Napier.
From the 38, little play fake, and now some trouble for Wilkins, and down he goes.
I bet Bradley Chubb will be celebrated as much as anybody on this play.
Street and Frazier, the 2 guys that combine on the sack.
That's one of the things about this. It was not just a one-man defensive line. When you talked about this NC State defense, you circled a defensive front 7, not just a one-man team. And that time, Frazier was the guy who got the sack.
Redshirt freshman, all 316 pounds of him, out of Buford, Georgia. A loss of 13. Wilkins, quick flare out to Benjamin, Eno Benjamin, out across the 30.
Yeah, but that's good defense. You lay back, put a little pressure. You scare the offensive team that you might give up a sack, force them to throw a quick screen and make it 3rd and, what, 17 here?
Yep.
17.
They've got to get it all the way out to the 48-yard line to pick up a first down. State with a delayed blitz. Wilkins loads, fires complete, but not enough for the first down, as John Humphrey had to come back for that ball. So it's going to up 4th down, and Humphrey hurt after the catch.
Well, you know, Benjamin did a good job of picking up the blitz, but again, not enough yardage, just too long, too much to pick up because of the early sack. And then bent his right ankle there, didn't he?
Yeah. I think he may have stepped out of bounds as well when he was trying to put the brakes on. That's not a good landing.
Well, maybe. Yeah, was it his left knee here? Gets it twisted. Or is his right? Boy, they bend all different directions on that one.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
I'm going to stay away from it.
Sophomore out of League City, Texas. Transferred from Oklahoma and redshirted a year ago. And we'll have to wait and see if he's going to be capable of returning. He's going to try to run it off. Well, I give him credit.
Yep. You know, a lot of times with those knees, a lot of it is just you're scared. You know, you feel something and you go, you know, please, last game of the year, I do not need this right now.
Well, they need some offense for sure. They're going to have to punt. Michael Sleep Dalton. Hines back deep. He's got a 92-yard punt return for a touchdown to his credit this year. Almost blocked the kick, and they might have roughed the punter. I think they did. I don't think it's running into either.
Well, it's you know, odd to even go for it because Sleep Dalton is a one-step punter. He takes one step and punt. Very difficult to block a punt for this style. Watch, he catches it, and he's one step.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker.
Yes.
Defense number 39. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Yeah, it's very odd to go after this one. I know you feel safe because it's long yardage, and if you just run into the kicker, you're okay on it, but the chances of blocking a punt in this situation is almost zero with a one-step punter.
James Smith-Williams is the guilty party, and that's an automatic first down.
And may get this Arizona State team back into this football game.
Exactly. Circle that play. As they had 3rd down and 17, and they tried to get it back, and then their wide receiver shaken up. And then it looked like it was just going to be, hey, punt it away and try to keep it out of Hines' hands, and it turns into a first down instead for the offense.
Well, will they try to go deep here? They have not had. They've tried it 3 times. They've had 0 for 3.
They've had good success with deep passes this year. One of the better teams in the Pac-12, but not today so far. They'll run it, and wow. That was a bolt of lightning for Demario Richard and a 10-yard pickup.
Well, if you're a Sun Devil fan, this is what you want. You want to be able to establish this running game. That's what made this offense go the last 4 or 5 games. They were able to run the ball, and that's what set up the deep balls. Those safeties had to move up, and they eventually made them pay.
Gary, that put Richard over the 1,000-yard mark for the season, and they'll give it to him again for 3 more. As you said earlier in the open, Sun Bowl MVP back in 2014 with a 4-touchdown performance. And there's his numbers now. 2nd career 1,000-yard rushing season.
Finished up the season running for 165 yards against Arizona in that big rivalry game. And this offensive line was controlling the line of scrimmage.
He had 4 straight 100-yard rushing games to end the regular season. And they're going to use him some more. He backpedals for about 5.
He saw the hole and he tried to cut, but he was a little bit off balance. Cabral again, number 73, got the good block on the play. But as you said, we both saw it. Cabral comes around and cleans it up. He said, I'm off balance. I don't care. I'm going for it.
Makes a manageable 3rd down out of it.
Yeah, probably have 2 attempts for this first down, too. If you're calling plays right now, you're calling plays knowing you probably have 2 shots for it if you don't lose yardage.
N'Keal Harry to the top of your screen. Wilkins was looking that way, and now deep middle. Got his man. First down, complete to Ryan Newsom.
Well, Ryan Newsom is very fortunate. He kind of faded away on this throw. He did not run the straight line. You want to run it straight across to avoid the injury. Watch how he fades, and he takes a big hit because of it.
18-yard pickup. That was a delayed handoff to Balaj. Arizona State 46 out of 48 in the red zone this year, which was tied for 1st in the country, and they took knees the other 2 times.
Yeah,
that's not bad.
Well, that roughing the punter could really change the feel of this football game.
Yeah, we said circle that play because if they get a touchdown out of this, it's a whole different deal. At the 7-yard line. Fakes it to Balaj. Wilkins tried to run it himself, and he's dropped to the line of scrimmage. Maybe got a yard out of it. Tyrone Riley had him all wrapped up, and it's 3rd and goal.
So they tried to run it. They tried to quarterback run it. Now they're probably going to have to throw it. Remember, you got the 6'4" mismatch down at the bottom of the screen right here. When we eventually go wide. Neal's right.
N'Keal Harry right there. Has not been a factor so far today. Might come into play right here, though. 3rd and goal.
The formation is forced North Carolina State to go man-to-man coverage to him.
Straight down the middle with a
Missed
throw,
him.
just off the fingertips of Newsome.
He missed him. Not an accurate throw. The receiver does not have enough time to adjust to that ball. It was too high. They did a bunch route to the left side, and they popped Newsome, and he did not make a good throw. You got to get that down.
And that means field goal unit will come on for the Sun Devils.
Boy, that's one you really feel bad about when you're a quarterback. You got a guy wide open, schemed perfectly, and you don't make that throw.
Brandon Reese in to try the field goal. 2nd among freshman kickers this year. He's hit 18 of his 25. This will be a 24-yard attempt. And a kick is up. And good. So Arizona State on the board. Disappointed they didn't get 7, but they are on the board with 3. 14-3, and some holiday greetings from the Arizona State Sun Devils. Freezing temperatures, and we wish you the best. It's about 68 degrees and sunny here. I hate to say it, but that's the truth. Brandon Reese to tee it up after he hit the 24-yard field goal, capping a 67-yard drive in 14 plays, helped by that roughing the punter penalty. And NC State will bring it out to the 25. Gives us a chance to remind you Wednesday on CBS. Don't miss the winter premiere of the new drama SEAL Team. Wednesday at 9, 8 Central, right here on CBS.
You know, you were got the new Christmas presents with the sun. You were sporting the new sunglasses, huh?
They look like Sunbolt sunglasses.
Yeah, they did. They were perfect timing.
Yeah, Reese gave me those for Christmas. They're beauties. A lot of jealous people wanted those, including our producer Craig Silver.
Yeah, in the truck.
Yeah.
He would like your hand-me-down sunglasses, to tell you the truth.
NC State 14-3 leaders with 8:06 remaining in the 2nd quarter. End around coming. Nope, they fake it, and Hines keeps it. Big opening off the right side, and he rumbles for about 13.
Look how they used the 2 unique players again, though. Hines and Samuel. 7 and 1. This time you have Samuel coming around. Remember, Samuels is the guy that Arizona State is keying on. 3 defenders went with number 1. That popped the play.
This offense is fun to watch.
It sure is. I tell you, I watched Clemson. They threw the ball 50 times against Clemson. Clemson only had 1 sack against this team.
A little high snap. Finley looking to just shovel past it. And right now, I don't think Samuels knew that he was behind him.
Yeah, I think Samuels was very smart. He didn't want it on that one.
Let's check in with Allie.
Hey guys, NC State's Chuck Frazier was hurt on the last drive. It's a shoulder injury. The team actually took him back to the locker room. They said they will perform x-rays and give us an update on his status as soon as he returns.
And Shug just had been part of that sack earlier in that drive. So the loss on the play makes it 2nd down and 14. And that all started with a high snap that Finley couldn't quite handle. Plenty of time to throw, and now he's going to take off, get what he can. He's cut down, but he got about half of that back. Chase Lucas made the tackle.
You know, as Coach Drink told us, that's about the limit of what they need from Ryan Finley. If he just gets us out of a bad play, gets me 6 or 7 yards with his legs, we're not expecting any more than that. His strength and his part of his offense that he brings to the table is setting up the plays, calling them, knowing what his options are, checking out of the things, and then, of course, accuracy.
Dave Doran, you saw on the sideline, and told us when Ryan Finley does leave, NC State will probably be more of a quarterback that can run and give that added dimension. But at least he made it a 3rd and 5, and then he flips it out to a 1st down at midfield.
Yeah, you're not supposed to throw off your back foot, but that time Finley felt the pressure of the blitz. He knew he had man-to-man coverage with Kelvin Harmon, number 3 right there, and delivered a very accurate throw with kind of fading away from the play. You know, if you throw that one bad, the coach goes, well, look at your poor technique. But it's arm talent that really makes those type of throws.
And that throw and completion to Kelvin Harmon puts Kelvin Harmon over 1,000 yards receiving on the season. And they said they wanted to get the ball to him, get some of these possible records in the books for these guys. Here's a little counter handoff to Hines, trying to get to the edge. And he's got it to the 45.
Jamarcus Rhodes that time, number 17, read this play the whole way. He just couldn't catch up to it. There he goes, there he goes. He's chasing a pretty fast guy, though.
Picked up 5, 2nd and 5. Hines stays in there.
Naheem Hines ran track, actually ran track against Bryce Love, that we had last year in this game.
Said he lost once and once he won. Here's a flea flicker. Finley going deep, man there. Got him at the 5. Stephon Lewis, his 3rd long catch of the afternoon.
He was open for a while, and then he just couldn't quite get the ball there fast enough. And here's the safety that is going to be the throw off of that time. Demonte King, number 28. He's open, but making a tough catch on a slightly underthrown ball.
How would you like to have these numbers on the day? 3 catches, 50, 25, and 40 for Stephon Lewis. And now back to Hines, who's got him in the end zone twice. He almost got him there again, or did he? He did. Touchdown.
They'll call it, and of course, replay officials will look to see if his knees came down, but Jamarcus Rhodes, number 17, had the tackle. Oh, I think he's in. Yep.
He's in.
Yep.
His legs never hit his knees. He was airborne.
I think these runners are getting the idea that if you keep your legs up in the air, stretch out, like diving into a swimming pool. He broke like 3 tackles on this play.
And nothing touches, but the ball hits the goal line first.
I think Jamarcus Rhodes had a shot at him. I think Demonte King had a shot at him.
Extra point is up and good. North Carolina State's offense in gear. Remember, the only time they were stopped was at the 1-yard line. And then number 7, 3 different times has put him in the end zone from 5 yards out. This is his 3rd of the day, and he had to give every inch of it to make it 21-3. 75-yard drive in about 3.5 minutes, and the Wolfpack in command right now. Lombard's kick. A knuckleball is going to drop around the 20 on the fly. Picked up by Ryan Newsom, who only advanced it to about the 28-yard line.
I think this is a must-score drive for Arizona State right now. 4 minutes to go in the half. Remember, North Carolina State gets the ball in the second half. Yep. This thing could get really ugly really fast. They cannot have a 3-and-out here. They need a drive and points to keep this a football game.
See if Manny Wilkins can hook up with his receivers and they can hold on to what he gives them. Got 2 timeouts remaining as well before halftime.
Really tough to replace your play caller. Billy Napier, offensive coordinator, not here for this. Remember, Missouri, they did not have Josh Heupel for their game, and players were complaining about it afterwards. It's kind of the way college football is.
Fake and end around to go straight up the middle for 2 or 3. To Kalen Ballage.
Right now, if you're Dave Doran and that Dave Huxtable, that defense for NC State, you're knowing if you can get a stop here, you could put this game away.
Yeah. Dave says that he signed 21 recruits in the early signing period before the game. His quarterback's been hot. Comes a quick blitz from NC State. He's had to throw it away. Tommy Hudson, I think, was the intended receiver.
Talk about timing out that blitz early. Fernandez again times it out again. He's got a feel for the snap count, and he hits it again full speed. Watch him. He times it out. Boom. Forces 2 offensive linemen to take him. Blows up the play.
He's got something from film study, or just the cadence of Manny Wilkins, because he's had 2 beautiful plays right up the middle. 3rd down and must right now. 3rd and 8. Here they come again. Wilkins has to let fly before he wants to. He got it out there, and it's a 1st down out to the 44-yard line to N'Keal Harry.
Sometimes you just got to pick out a spot and let it go. You have no alternative. They're coming at you. You know what your outside receiver's doing. It's an out route to the outside. Just throw it to the spot and hope he stops where he's supposed to.
He took a shot, too.
He did. Ooh, that's the play that hurt me when I played right there. Street slamming you into the ground.
Now back to the ground they go, and it's Balaj near midfield.
Really got a feeling that that first down, though, may have saved points for Arizona State. Going to take more time off the clock, and if you tie in one more first down, you have an opportunity for points yourself.
And that was Harry's first catch, too, on that third down reception. Fakes it to Balaj and airs it down the middle. Oh, what a catch!
Holy cow!
One-handed by Harry.
There's no way he can catch this ball. The only thing he could do was tip it to himself. Overthrown ball, stretches out, tips it, and makes it on the second bounce.
That is beautiful.
Man, what a play.
And another angle, another look. N'Keal Harry had to catch it
And look
twice or three times.
Yeah, look how smartly now these receivers, watching a lot of tapes, watching TV,
turn and
they
tuck.
turn at the same time.
It's Fernandez that's shaken up on the play.
There's a tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers that wishes he would have done that, right?
Yeah.
That's as much as you can lay out. Tip it to yourself twice and then turn and put it away. What a play by the All Pac-12, N'Keal Harry. He has to go through here. He's got a post on the play, but he has to read the free safety. That's the tell. Where does he go? Is there going to be space to the outside? Watch where the free safety goes. Oh, I got it. Throw it up and get my guy one-on-one. He almost overthrew it, but the big five-star recruit, one of the highest recruited players that Ted Graham has ever had, makes a spectacular catch.
So his first two catches are on this drive, a 14-yard catch to keep the drive alive, and then that sensational one-hander for 37 yards. And they've got it just inside the 15-yard line. Wilkins throwing all the way on this one and got it out to Harry again.
Same thing. Manny Wilkins right now is reading his tells before the snap. He's looking at the two safeties on both sides. Are they creeping into the box? He knows he's got one-on-one to the outside, and he knows he can safely pitch and catch to the outside.
So his main man has been the main receiver on this drive.
And remember that first throw to the out, they had the all-out blitz on him, and he just threw it to his spot. Got away with it, and that opened up floodgates.
They can get another first down inside the 4.
Yeah, they just can't get a field goal here. They got to get the touchdown.
Here's the fade to the corner to Harry. Got it. Touchdown. What a series for number 1. And not too bad by his quarterback either.
Well, Nick McLeod, number 21, has got the coverage on Harry. They've got a lot of confidence. Let's see if he gets that foot down. Catches it. Yes, left foot down. His right foot comes out afterwards. Good call. Perfect throw to the outside where he's got a true sophomore against true sophomore, but the true sophomore for Arizona State is 6'4".
Spectacular series for N'Keal Harry.
All started with that blitz on third down when Manny had to throw the ball out to the outside and got it. Manny Wilkins started the drive and finished the drive with the throw.
Brandon Reese, point after, right down the middle. So at 2 minutes, 8 seconds remaining in the half, Arizona State with a touchdown. As Gary said on the beginning of that drive, a must-score drive. Oh, it was a pretty one, I'll tell you that much.
Yeah, two interesting calls. You know, on that drive right there, you've got a receiver that can go deep on you. You leave your corner one-on-one, but on that third down and long, you do an all-out blitz, and it cost them.
Good. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct for 63 of the defense. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 3 of the offense. Those fouls offset. We'll kick off.
So we've had unsportsmanlike conduct penalties against both teams twice here in the first half. But when you got a receiver like N'Keal Harry, you go 14 yards to him on 3rd and long.
Yep.
Then you go 37 yards down the middle to him, and he makes a catch that's just unbelievable. And then 8 more yards, and then get it close, and then throw the fade from 6. Number 1 did all of that on that drive. 21-10.
Why they do. Biggest recruit in Todd Graham's stay here at Arizona State. You can see why. He
caught 13 balls against Texas Tech this year. He had 170 yards receiving against Oregon. He's caught a pass in every game he's played in. Here's the onside kick.
Oh, boy.
And that didn't work.
Oh, boy.
Nicholas Lacey was all over it on special teams.
2 minutes. Your defense has really not stopped North Carolina State all day. Remember, their only stop was a 4th down fake field goal, and now you put NC State back in scoring position with 2 minutes to go in the half.
Yeah, short field at the 49.
Guess that's what happens when...
He's not going to coach another game.
I didn't want to say it all. I figured you'd take over.
Okay,
You did
thanks
it perfectly.
a lot. You set me up. Pulling out all the stops.
Holy cow.
NC State's got all their timeouts as well.
And remember, they get the second half kickoff. Man, you put your team back in the football game and you might have coached them right out of it.
Hines trying to get to the corner and does. Great run by Hines again. Picked up about 14.
I think coaches a lot of times can try to win games too many times by themselves. They don't trust their players, trying to manufacture something that there's no need to do. You're back in the football game. Now you give NC State the ball in scoring position. Very an odd call, I believe. Actually a bad call, in my opinion, by Todd Graham.
Now NC State rolling again at the 36-yard line. Finley got some heat this time, and down he goes back at the 45. Kalen Thomas, the guy that's in there today as a starter, comes up with a sack.
Well, you get him, you hit it on the run right there. Number 20 playing in Christian Sam's spot. Nobody takes him. Free run at him. You got to make that tackle on a big sack to bail out your coach.
You, me, a little time is all it takes to make us smile. It's better when we get together. Me, myself, and I, we can get along just fine. It's better when we get together.
I saw the change in Rich when we moved into the new house, but having his parents over was enlightening.
You don't like my lasagna?
No, it's good.
Here, blow. Blow on it.
You see it, right?
Is there a draft in here? I'm telling you, it's so easy to get home insurance on Progressive.com.
Progressive can't save you from becoming your parents, but we can save you money when you bundle home and auto.
The Patriots look to secure the home field throughout the AFC playoffs. And for the Ravens and Titans, if they win, they're in. End the year with a bang. Sunday on CBS.
So NC State uses one of its timeouts after the sack. And they have a second down and 18 now back at the 44-yard line. A minute 39 remaining.
They haven't had a stop all day, but this would be a huge one for this Arizona State defense.
Gillespie, the single setback, 4 wide receivers for Ryan Finley. And he completes it down to the 36 to Kelvin Harmon.
An interesting call here for Eli Drinkwitz. Are they trying to position the ball for a field goal here? Will they run it? Or will they trust their quarterback, Ryan Finley, to throw for the first down?
3rd down and all of 10, almost 11.
Looks like Phil Bennett's going to play coverage here. Yes, they drop 8.
3-man rush. Finley still having trouble finding a receiver, but he does at the last minute, and guess who? Jalen Samuels.
Yeah, see, that's a funny 3-man rush right there. You give the quarterback and Ryan Finley all that time to just go around and wait for one of your guys to find a seam.
And as he's done so many times this year, it was Samuels who found it.
Here they come this time.
First down at the 25 now.
Unless they check out of it, they're in man-to-man coverage. Yep, here they come.
They're bringing it. Finley's thrown it in a hurry and got it complete. Out to Myers. Jacoby Myers down the sideline. Touchdown.
Boy, Kelvin Harmon, number 3, just stayed on his block all the way. One missed tackle by Chad Adams, and Kelvin Harmon allows the touchdown.
Great job by Jacoby Myers to wheel around, make the first guy miss, and then find the end zone from 25 yards.
Well, remember, Ryan Lindsay knows it's a blitz. I know it's a blitz. He checks off to this out route. One missed tackle, now open space, and on the left side, you'll see the block. The block was being made for about 4 or 5 seconds, and Kelvin Harmon broke it in there.
Extra point is up and good.
And the onside kick took a game that was an 11-point game back to an 18-point game.
They only had to go 49 yards in 5 plays, and it's Finley to Myers for the touchdown. Touchdown of the year, and it's 28-10. And they're going to bring it out. Newsom on the return. Out across the 25, so good decision. Got it to the 28-yard line. Coming up Tuesday on CBS, celebrate 2018 with Michael Weatherly in the first new episode of the year. It's a can't-miss Bull Tuesday after NCIS, only CBS. Got to get used to that 2018 thing now.
Well, how about that finish for NC State and Ryan Lindsay, their quarterback? After that sack, they went 3 for 3. The big first down throw, they went short pass, first down throw, and then touchdown throw. On that touchdown, 11 guys for NC State did their job.
Now Wilkins just going to flare one out. Barrage with a hurdle down the sideline. And they're going to give him the first down, I think. Stops the clock with 47 seconds left in the quarter. Now they get the sticks moved. First down at the 38.
I think we'll see any hard blitzing for a few more plays. They'll play zone and try to keep it in front of them. Will NC State.
Wilkins has to step up in the pocket. He's going to get buried by Kentavious Street. Second time to been involved with a sack. And Arizona State takes a timeout.
As we talked about, Nick Chubb is a great football player, but was not a one-man defensive line or a front 7. There was other talent. Everybody who played against this team talk about their 7, not just one-man team. Yeah, wasn't bad.
Well, that was at Carolina.
Yeah, not bad.
Not a bad comparison. Wilkins on a little slip screen to Kyle Williams.
Yes, they did. Had a fake screen to the left side, and they threw to the right side. Probably has an option to go either way. Likes it better to the right, and almost creased this for a huge play.
First down at the 48. Still time. Clock running now, though.
NC State will stay in zone.
Manny Wilkins scans the field, trying to find somebody open, and throws it away, and that wasted a lot of time on that play. Now they have about 2 plays left.
They do, but they have a timeout, which means you could throw a crossing route to the middle of the field. If it's a first down, you could call timeout. Otherwise, you could use one of your... If it's a first down, the clock will stop. If it doesn't get a first down, you could use your timeout. I think you're thinking field goal right now.
Brandon Reese is long this year, is 52 yards, so he's got pretty good range.
Field goal would make it a 2-possession game.
Wilkins going to go deep middle. There it is. Got it to Newsom. 5 seconds, and he's trying to get the timeout called. And they got it called, a 24-yard pickup right down the middle.
And NC State was in the perfect defense for that play, and Sean Boone did not stop it. He's playing middle robber. He knows the ball's going there and cannot dislodge it. Sean Boone's had a few misses there. Instead of going for the ball, he went for the receiver. I thought he could have blocked that ball and just got the deflection on the play. He went for the hit, did not get it. Good, courageous catch that time, and they're going to get a field goal try out of it.
It'll be about a 42-yard attempt right in there, and as I said, as long as 52.
I mean, you got the perfect defense on. You've got a guy sitting there as the robber in the middle of the field with two deep safeties behind him, and you'll let that completion go in the middle of the field like that. You just shake your head if you're a defensive coach.
43, pardon me, I might have said 53-yard attempt. 43-yard field goal attempts. And timeout.
Charge timeout, North Carolina State. Their second. This will be a 30-second timeout.
So Brandon Reese gets a little more time to think about his field goal. Coming up tomorrow, 8th ranked Wichita State plays their knocks off at noon Eastern on CBS. Brandon Reese had a couple of 52-yard field goals this year. One was his first field goal ever in a Sun Devil uniform, and then he had one against Washington as well. This one will be 43 yards. As Gary said, to try to make it a two-possession game, heading to the locker room.
Good note from Clint Deans, our spotter. NC State has not had a block kick in 8 years.
They're going to make him think about it twice.
Charge timeout, North Carolina State. Their third and final timeout of the half.
Dave Doran's going, I'm not going to take him to the locker room. Might as well use him.
Did he make the mulligan right there on that free kick? I think he made it. Didn't he make the mulligan? He doesn't get to keep it, though. He's got to do it again.
No, he's going to have a double mulligan.
Yes. Now, is it in his head like, oh, it's hard to make 2 in a row? Or is it, I feel I got the confidence?
Yeah, I got the confidence. True freshman out of Gilbert, Arizona. Let's see if the third time is the charm for 3. Reese's kick is wide left, and the timeout's got in the head of the kicker. A wasted opportunity, and as Gary said, NC State 18-point lead, and they get the ball to start the third quarter.
Well, he made the first one, but that just kind of gets in your head sometimes, like, oh, I just made that one. Can I do 2 in a row? He does not.
Now let's go down to Alley with the coach you'll ever see in any bowl game in the country. Trust me. NC State's going to get the ball to start the third quarter with an 18-point lead.
Jimmy's in his 80s, and I go to bed before Jimmy does.
I know.
Right?
I even went to bed before Jimmy last night.
That's right.
Here's a kick. Hines got to let it go. They'll bring it out to the 25-yard line. Welcome back to El Paso. Brad Nessler and Gary Danielson. Tell you what, partner, I think Arizona State's got to come up with a defensive stop right now. There hasn't been a 3-and-out for NC State, and they haven't had a punt.
Well, I think what Todd told Allie is it. We haven't stopped them. We can't stop them. And then double, they can't run the ball.
Right.
I mean, you know, NC State's too good. I mean, they're throwing okay. They've got, just don't have the diversification in offense, and they can't stop them. You're not going to win.
NC State's done just about everything perfectly on offense. They left one possession at the 1-yard line on a fake field goal. Other than that, they've had their way today to a 28-10 advantage. So they work from the 25-yard line. Hines and Samuels both in the backfield with Ryan Finley. And Finley is going to pitch it late to Hines. And he's got about 8 or 9 yards on the opening snap of the third quarter as we check in with Allie.
Hey guys, I talked to Coach Doran. He said he was most impressed with the team's ability to not settle for field goals. He said our offense has to score points. As you know, we're shorthanded on defense, so a big key coming into this game was relying on the offense to score touchdowns. He was very happy with the first half performance.
We said that in the opener. We talked about it a little bit with Bradley Chubb not in there. One way to maintain an edge is to keep your offense on the field. And they're doing that right now. Here comes Samuels on a pitch the other way. Little late hesitation, and then drives it for a first down. Game trends in that first half. Quarterback comparison, Finley's been very sharp. Wilkins has had some big plays to his #1 receiver. Hines, career-high 3 rushing touchdowns. And those 28 first-half points is the most in a Sun Bowl since 2005. And NC State off to a good start here to start the third with a first down at the 36. Play fake. Finley, again, plenty of time. Flushed out of the pocket now. Throws back to the other side. And that's Jacoby Myers. He had a move similar to that to score a touchdown, and now he's got it out to the 40-yard line.
Jacoby Myers that time could feel the pressure. He actually peeked to see where the defensive back was coming from. He knew exactly where it was. He felt Kalen Thomas, #20, coming, but watch. Ryan Finley gets in trouble, and he turns to throw, and watch him peek to his left as the ball is coming, and then he knows which way to spin and make a positive play.
Out to the 40. Finley's going to go the other way. High throw to Samuels. He handles it, but can't keep his balance, and he might have gotten a yard out of it. It'll bring up third down.
That one was right in the sun as well. As that sun kind of sets and drifts, that was right into Samuel's eyes. See how the sun is kind of drifted behind the press box? That was right on the angle. You can see the shadows.
Shadow of the mountains is what we see right now.
Exactly.
3rd and 5. This would be a good time for a stop for the Sun Devil defense. Finley, quick throw far side, but it's not a first down. Calvin Harmon made the catch about a yard shy.
And I tell you, Chase Lucas that time, again, almost had one going the other direction.
And here comes the punting unit for the first time today. So just what we were talking about, if the Sun Devils defense could force a punt. And here comes A.J. Cole is one of our scholar athletes at halftime. This is the first time we've seen him on the field. There he is.
He probably got some extra study.
Had the books over there on the sideline.
Right.
N'Keal Harry waits for it back at around the 10-yard line. Oh, and somebody got a piece of it. It's going to take a nice roll, though, for NC State.
If you're going to get a block punt or a tipped, that's as good as you can do.
Curtis Hodges got a hand on it.
The snap was low, took him a little bit of time to get his feet placed properly, allowed Hodges to get right there, and just was able to tip it, but not really make it a disaster.
They're the best in the country at blocking kicks. They almost stuffed one there, but as it is, their offense gets it back at the 20 when we come back. Playing days, and he'll be the future now of Arizona State's football program. Wilkins play fake. Harry was thinking about where he was going, and he forgot to take the ball along.
But again, good plan. That was, I think, a good opening call right there. Being on deep a number of times. Try to get a first down play, pick up 4 or 5 yards. Let the defense know we're willing to throw short to Harry, and got to catch it.
They're going to go back somewhat the same type of play. Wide out screen. Try to get it out to Kyle Williams, but he only got about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and long.
Herm has made a few decisions already. Talked to him on the phone, Brad. He said he held his class together that Todd started for Arizona State. He kept Rob Likens as his offensive coordinator and hired Danny Gonzalez from San Diego State as his defensive coordinator.
Phil Bennett was offered that, and Phil's decided he needs neck surgery, and he's going to take a year to just kind of chill and be with his wife and family. But I'm sure he'll be back in football quickly.
Yeah, he's a lifer.
Yeah, he's a lifer. He's a football coach. 3rd down and 8. Going deep. This guy catches everything, and he's got another one.
And again, this is a fall-away post throw for Manny Wilkins. Nobody in the middle of the field. Tough coverage. God, that is tough for Jonathan Alston, number 5. Don't have any safety. It's an easy read. I mean, our spotter knew there was nobody in the middle of the field on that one.
He knows everything. N'Keal with another 34-yard reception.
You got to make it tougher on the quarterback. You cannot give him a pre-read and know you can just lob the ball to the middle of the field. It's just too easy.
Demar Richards been so good all year long, but they just can't get a ground game going here. He maybe got a yard there. Second and long, but back in North Carolina State territory. There you see 1.8 yards a carry today for the Sun Devils. Flare it out. Try to get Richard going. Boy, he got tattooed over there by Tim Kid Glass. Nothing glass about that hit.
Well, the base defense for this North Carolina State team is a nickel, and Tim Kid Glass and Sean Boone, 34 and 24, play those hybrid safety positions, and they're on the field all the time.
Brings up another third down. Got to check where Harry is. He's up on top. They're going to come back this way. Tip ball, intercepted. Picked off, going the other way. Nick McLeod in a foot race right now with the quarterback. All the way down to the 13-yard line.
It was not an accurate throw. The ball went through Kyle Williams, number 10 again, but it was not on target. Watch, it's a stop route for a first down. Ball is thrown inaccurately, did not put it on target, bounced up in the air, and you can always, on those tip passes, know the defense has a huge advantage. Sean Boone could have had the pick off, but you get it, and McLeod takes it for the interception. It sets up another chance for points.
Back in the red zone at the 13.
You throw short, you must be accurate. You can lay up those balls to those receivers on the deep balls and they can adjust, but on the short throws, you got to put it right on the numbers.
Only the 6th interception suffered by Manny Wilkins this year, but a costly one here in the Sun Bowl. Gives NC State another opportunity. Here's the stretch play. Hines, nothing doing this time. Good job by Sean Smallwood. The defensive tackle made the hit. That return for McLeod was 53 yards. And 5 minutes into the third quarter, NC State threatening again.
Well, where's number 1? Arizona State's got to find him. He's in the slot.
It's like, where's Waldo? There he is.
Bet.
And he comes in motion, and they give it to him on the sweep. Broke a tackle. Got positive yardage on it. Looked like he was going to lose about 4 yards, but he got to the edge and made something out of nothing.
He's so strong and so versatile. We talked about he's a half receiver, almost fullback type body. Tough to tackle, very versatile. Is going to be a very valuable player at the next level. Kind of, you know, like the closest I can come to is like an Anquan Bolden type player.
Yeah.
Very physical type slot player. Hey, look at him. Looking in the sun, they can barely see the signals. If that's an opportunity, just call your own play. Say, Coach, I couldn't see you. Sorry.
Gillespie is behind Finley. They fake it to him, and it is his own number. And he's not going to get anything out of it. Nice job of staying home. Chad Adams made the tackle.
It's a long way to bootleg like this in this situation. You know, you're a 4'9", 40 guy, and you got people all over the field that are 4'5". They make up a lot of grass on you, and Chad Adams is not going to miss that tackle on the quarterback.
Al Bambard in to try a field goal.
57-yard field goal.
It'll be about 26 yards out. And it's up and good.
And that is not a sure thing if you're an NC State fan, is it?
It is not. Bambard good on that one. It was the defense that set up the points, though. Nick McLeod with the pick. 53 yards back to the 13, and they get 3 more out of it. 31-10, Wolfpack.
Side kick, they give up points, they come back, they finally get a stop on defense, and then they throw an interception and give up more points.
Bambard's been a busy kicker today. And no return possible again.
You know, and at first,
bring it out to the 25. Gary's got to come.
I was going to talk.
You have to hold out because Allie has something to tell.
Go.
Hey guys, we saw Jared Fernandez for NC State carted to the locker room with the right ankle injury. He is cleared to play. His right ankle has so much tape on it, it's about 4 times as big as his left ankle. Also, Shug Frazier is cleared to play too. He had the x-ray in the first half with the shoulder injury, but the team said he's good to go also.
All right, so Shug back.
That was better than what I had, to tell you.
I'm sure it was. But you can go ahead and say whatever you want.
I thought that was pretty good.
So Sun Devils, there's Shug.
Back in the game, especially without Chubb in the game. They need these guys.
Thinking about a corner blitz. They're going to back out of that. And Demario Richard for maybe 4. Moorhead and McLeod in on the hit.
Yeah, Nick McLeod is playing more in this game from Mike Stevens is not in the game. Another one of those young players that will be seeing more action next year if you're a Wolfpack fan. Just going to say something about Jared Fernandez. He won the Bill Cowher Award here at NC State.
Yep.
Remember Bill Cowher?
Yeah, he was a linebacker at NC State.
He was special teams coach for the Browns, and I think he's doing some TV work now, if I can remember right.
I guess he does, I think. On our network, as a matter of fact.
Yes, he does.
Wilkins scanning the field and finally airing it out long. Nobody out there. Whoever the intended receiver has fell down, I think.
Well, I got to say, Kyle Williams, number 10, has had a rough day today. When he gets it, he's fumbled it. When he's had a pass, he's dropped it. When he's been open, they haven't been able to connect to him. And on this one, Manny Wilkins tries to let this go. Oh.
Right in the chin.
And that's what it's like to play. Riley that time, number 95, puts it right on it.
They've hit half their third downs today. They've got 3rd and 6 here. Eno Benjamin, the freshman in the backfield with Manny Wilkins. Wilkins deep middle, overshot everybody.
Boy, and NC State got away with one there. I thought they were in the neutral zone, but it was not called.
I did too. So they're going to have to give it up.
I thought they might have lined up in the neutral zone and then the other end. Watch. Nope, I thought this was the movement right here, right before. Yep, right there, right before the snap. And those are usually called, but it was not.
Michael Sleet Dalton, who's had one, been roughed up, I should say, once today, that produced a first down for the Sun Devils. Fair catch on the other end. They got a collision down there. The ball is loose.
Did it hit
a muff punt, or did he not touch it? I'm not sure.
Not sure he did, but he ran into his own defender on the play. So if it did touch an NC State player, it will count. He's saying, I didn't touch anything.
And the official's still talking about it. Let's see.
Oh, that
it
ball,
hit something.
I think it did. I think it hit the helmet that time of Ty Thomas, number 26. Yes, it did. With Lacey, I think is who it hit.
Nick Lacey.
Nick Lacey. Yep, and that's going to be Arizona State ball. It's been a good play for Arizona State.
Yeah, punting.
Yes.
The ruling on the field was the receivers ran into each other. The ball then hit them and was recovered by the kicking team. It'll be first down Arizona State. Media timeout.
Good call.
The ball definitely hit Lacey right in the helmet, no doubt about it.
So a break there for the Sun Devils. When in doubt, punt.
Yes.
They'll have it on offense when we come back. Recovery on the muff punt. Gives the Sun Devils a chance. Wilkins play action going deep middle. And it's intercepted again. This one's by Jarius Moorhead.
He stepped out at the back end line. I think his foot came down first, though. It's going to count as an interception. But when he went to try to go for the return, he stepped out. Trying to go down the middle. Play action pass. Got in and out coverage, double covered. Throws it, intercepted, and watch as he starts forward, he steps out.
There's the foot down and the step out.
Right now. Oh,
there it is.
Here it is.
There
right.
it is. Just barely.
Yep.
And the hit on the quarterback didn't help the cause by Justin Jones. Tale of two quarterbacks here today. Finley, who hasn't made any mistakes, and Manny Wilkins has made a couple.
Yeah, last throw. Well, first interception was a in this half was a inaccurate throw, and that one went through to the only guy that was double covered.
So first down at the 20 after the interception in the end zone. Gillespie behind Finley in a shotgun set here. They're going to give him the carry. He ran into a wall, but bounced off and got a couple yards out of it. Bring up second down and 8. And with 7 minutes to go in the third quarter, time for our Aflac trivia question, which is, who are the 4 former NC State quarterbacks to start an NFL game this season? Think that one over. Wouldn't think there'd be that many. There might be some tricks in there. That's all I'm going to give you. Only a pickup of a yard. Second down and 9. And a flag down immediately on that play, which should be a first down, but flag came in a hurry. Haven't had a lot of penalties today, which is good. That's Dwayne Ledford, the offensive line coach for NC State, and come up with kind of a unique name for his group and his guys. Allie's got more on that.
That's right. He calls them the Band of Brothers. So here's how it all went down. His brother-in-law was a former Green Beret, and he used to tell them about the intense training and the preparation that elite unit went through, with hopes that maybe he could borrow some of those strategies. He also played for 9 NFL coaches in the NFL and got to see the different ways that the coaches brought their groups together. So he adopted the Band of Brothers when he was at Appalachian State, and he wanted them to feel like an elite group with a bond so strong that no one could break it. And he thought there was a lot of really great parallels between the training they did and the training he did with his players, and it's translated so well in every program he's been in, guys.
He has the guys over every Thursday night. He said his wife's made 1,200 cookies this year, and they've eaten every one.
For linemen. Of course they do.
Yeah. They don't miss meals.
Right.
Short gain on the pass.
I'll tell you what, they don't miss many snaps. I mean, this unit has played all year. Not able to play in this game because Joshua Fred Jackson, number 66, is subbing for Tony Adams. Tony Adams has played every snap all year coming up to this game.
Tony, one of the captains, along with Richardson and Bradbury and Prescott and Tyler Jones. Good coach right there. Came from Appalachian State. Didn't even know Dave Doran. They got together to share some ideas, and that's always a big hire for any head coach.
I'll tell you, if you want to look at a resume tape, put on the Clemson tape. 50 passes, only 1 sack in the game.
Finley rips it down the middle. Good throw and catch. Jalen Samuels.
That's the new throw in both college and pro football. You throw the ball down the hash, and you throw it right at him. It's a back shoulder throw to the middle of the field. Very, very difficult to stop against zone.
Gary, that catch gives him the single or the career reception mark. And they said, you know, we knew he was going to be a good player. We didn't know he was going to be our all-time leading receiver. That should put him at the mark. He had 195 coming in. He needed 6. And that one should do it.
And I think he said to us, if I remember right, that Dave talking to us that he did not have an offer from anybody else until he signed with NC State.
Yep.
Right?
I think his teammates just realized that. His buddies just came out, kind of said, okay, we're not going to take you out of the game or give you the ball or anything, so get back out there and catch another one. First down at the 35. Under center, Finley this time. Gillespie bangs his way out for about 5 more. Just when you think you have it figured out between Nyheim Hines and Jalen Samuels, then number 25 comes in, and he's a good player too. Second down and 5. Gillespie again tripped up, or he would have had a first down. I think he's going to be about a yard shy. I think he may have tripped over his own guy, Cole Cook, the tight end.
Yeah, now in these type of bowl games like this is where you really have to, if you have a band of brothers at all, this defense has to band together and not look at this scoreboard and just say, we got to, band together and finish this game, because it's getting ugly. Now they're starting to run the ball even more effectively. And Jalen Samuels shows what he can do with a great year.
As you said, he's going to be a valuable pro with those hands and the moves and the size.
And remember, we had Ryan Switzer in this game, a slot a year ago, that made a statement in this game. And remember, I don't know, did Duke came with me that time, or is this when we had Jordan Crowder in this game with Duke? Another one of those slots. Jamison Crowder for Duke in that game was another one of those guys. This guy is going to play in the NFL as well.
Not built like him, but what the Saints are doing with Alvin Kamara is similar.
Yeah,
sort of.
More of a tailback, but you're right, third down back type of thing. It's where the NFL is going.
Yep. Unique guys if you can find them. The hybrid type running back, receivers. First down, NC State. Wolfpack at its own 46. Hines is back in there as a tailback. But they're going to bring Samuels around and whistles. And the play's dead. There's a false start. And with that, our Aflac trivia question a couple minutes ago. Former NC State quarterbacks to start an NFL game this season. I said there were some tricks in there. Phillip Rivers, Russell Wilson, Mike Glennon, Jacoby Brissett. There they are. Phillip Rivers, who was with the same team all the way along. And Russell Wilson has been a star since he became a Seahawk. Glennon got a big contract after being at Tampa and going to Chicago. Brissett's been filling in for Andrew Luck. And from what we understand, one of our crews is doing the Chargers this weekend. It said Phillip Rivers came into the meeting with them and said, we got to hurry up, guys. I got to go watch NC State play football. And that would be Phillip Rivers, who is a football fanatic and a great quarterback.
First time I saw Phillip Rivers play football was, I think, his freshman year against Ohio State. He threw like 45 passes, and I go, this guy might throw funny, but he can throw.
He might sidearm it a little bit, but.
And then I played with a guy like that, Bernie Kosar, that had that style. So, hey, just get it from point A to point B, right?
Exactly. Second down and 11 at the 45 as we're down to a couple of minutes in the third quarter.
Here we go, Dawson!
Finley. Trouble. Got it down the middle, complete to Jacoby Myers again. And a first down, Wolfpack. And one of the things that Eli Drinkwitz told us about number 15, he got better, he got more mature, and he got tougher in the pocket. He just took a lick on this one.
And watched him go through his progression. He looks to his left, then he looks for the dump off, then he looks for his third crossing route. While he gets hit, he delivers. And as Brad just told you, he hung in the pocket, he threw under duress, he went through his read. That's all you can do as a quarterback right there.
First down at the 27 as he gets back under center.
Double pass.
Here it is. Myers looking to throw and now fakes it and gets what he can and runs out of bounds around the 22.
Jacoby Myers, who came to North Carolina State as a quarterback, was redshirted and then became a slot receiver. We asked the coaches who might be the biggest surprise. They said Jacoby Myers. We knew he was a good athlete, but for the way he's adjusted to being a wide receiver, has done a good job.
Each one of these teams has one of those. Jacoby for NC State, and Kyle Williams was a former quarterback for Arizona State. Got about 4, though, on the scramble. Brings up second down at 6. Hines on the carry. Spins in the hole, but the hole closed quickly, courtesy of Tayshawn Smallwood again.
I thought Smallwood got the tackle, but I thought a lot of it was Kalen Thomas, number 20, making the fill on the play and really stopped the play from his linebacker position as well.
Tayshawn has been around a long time, making his 36th straight start for the Sun Devils.
And it looks like the Wolfpack will wait till the fourth quarter.
We're going to switch ends, and it's going to take a 3-touchdown comeback for Arizona State, because right now NC State has consumed over 7 minutes on the clock at the end of this third quarter, and the fourth quarter is yet to come, and they're up 31-10. End of the third. NC State 31, Arizona State 10. We'll return to El Paso right after this message and a word from your local station. great. It's fun.
Yeah, pretty good honor. Pretty good honor to do the game.
Pat Summerall and Tom Brookshire are the greatest.
And you know, all the people involved here are so proud of what they built. You know, and
they should be.
Yep, and their association with CBS. It was a fun banquet we did. Everybody was excited about it. CBS became a legend as a
corporation, a sports entity. That was kind of nice.
Yep, Craig Silver, our producer, gave a good speech.
And here's Gillespie all the way.
That's what I say. And, you know, as the game gets to be a bowl game, you got a new coach coming in. It's 31-10. You're looking at the clock. Fourth quarter, you really have to be tough mentally to keep wanting to play football. And now a play that you've stopped maybe in your sleep, all of a sudden people are running through you in almost in an embarrassing way for Arizona State.
Nice way to finish it off for Reggie Gillespie. His 6th rushing touchdown of the year.
Did talk to Herm Edwards on the phone about what he wants Arizona State to be, and he said toughness, balance, and all that. But he did say one thing: when we get the 3rd down, I want to be able to stop a 1-yard run and make a 1-yard run. It takes toughness.
The toughness has been on NC State's side today. They cap off a drive that went back deep into the 3rd quarter. 80 yards and 11 plays. Reggie Gillespie, 23 yards for the touchdown. It's all Wolfpack. Back deep this time. A couple of true freshmen. And they're going to get a shot at one. Trelon Smith from the 5. Bounced his way out around the 24. Let's check in with Alec.
Brad and Gary, you mentioned we're celebrating 50 years with the Sun Bowl, and as Craig Silver said it best yesterday at the luncheon, he said it's all about the team, not one individual. So I want to give a huge shout out to the members of our crew who have been covering 15 or more Sun Bowls, and we have people that have covered 34 Sun Bowls. I'm looking at one of them right now, Skip Shackelford, who's shooting me. Skippy, thank you for all your time and dedication and effort, and there are so many more on this crew that we have to say thank you to. Al Chestelson, Glenn Roth, Jack Stoker, Barb Kaufman, Mike Hartwick, Bob Dorgan, Bob Jamison, Marty Kipp, at least 15 Sun Bowls from all of them. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts.
Awesome work by everybody on our crew. There's the toughest run of the day probably for a Sun Devil. It's Eno Benjamin.
Again, this is when you're, you know, at NC State looking at this game, you're thinking about what could have been this year, right?
Yeah.
You know, I mean, had that close game against Clemson. They had this Wake Forest. Look at this game right here, how it finished.
We'll go back to it in a second, but that's the one that Dave Doran said is still stuck with him this year. Benjamin, another tough run, but they would have been 9-3 and 7-2 in the ACC had this not happened against Wake Forest. The throw, the catch, and going in for the touchdown, a fumble at the 1-yard line, or at the goal line, basically. That's the one Dave said is really hung with him, but still a great season that's going to end up with 9 wins. I mentioned earlier they were 2nd in the ACC Atlantic Division. First time since 1994 they won 6 conference games. So the future is bright with a really good young head coach who will be in his 6th season next year. And if they play like they did today in the future, they're going to be a tough out for everybody in that conference. Throw and catch out to Harry.
It'll be a bit of a rebuild, especially on defense, but Dave Doran said we'll be pretty good. We'll just be a no-name defense.
Right.
You know, Arizona State as well will be interesting coming back. They've got transfer that has been sitting out this year. Ohio State transfer Darius Slade that will be coming eligible next year, and then Corin Crump, who actually had 4 sacks before he was let out from Arizona State, will be back.
Yeah, Crump got hurt. Pass rushing specialist, as Gary said, tore his ACL against Texas Tech, but he was really off to a red-hot start.
And he was, you know, in 2016, the year before, his first team all Pac-12. So they're going to have 2 elite defensive linemen returning should this rebuild go take the next step on defense.
Snap is Benjamin again, spins his way for about 4. Darius Moore made the tackle.
You know, Benjamin is a true freshman, one of those big-time recruits that has been brought in here. He's the future.
Former Texas 5A Player of the Year. He's a sensational high school player and showing flashes right now here in the fourth quarter. He comes out and Demario Richard comes back in. Wilkins throw complete out to Harry and over the top of a photographer. Catch is good. Whole record so far in power conferences. Pac-12 is struggling.
To say the least, right there, the Pac-12, 1-5. Kyle Whittingham's by himself. He wins every bowl game for Utah.
He does, doesn't he?
He's 11-1.
Richard, these guys aren't giving up.
No, and this is where you start looking at each other and going, come on now. We're playing for each other. We're not going to win this football game. And now we look at each other and go, who's going to finish the game for your teammates?
Especially the seniors who are playing their last game together. Richard is one of those.
Good to see Gerard Fernandez, number 4, back in the game at middle linebacker.
So 2nd and 4 at the 11. Richard again, straight ahead, bowling his way down to the 2. Actually the 1 by the time the pile finally hits the turf.
Gotta love it. I love this. When you know you're not going to win the game and you go out and play football. That's how you look at each other and you have the pride up front to finish a football game and know that you're playing for the guy next to you.
Romario again.
He powered it. Did he get in? No, it was behind the pile.
Yep. At about the half-yard line. Well, they might put it right back where they started, the line of scrimmage. Nice penetration by Sean Boone.
It was, yeah. The safety went back down there. There's no longer people that are safeties. They're all linebackers. You're either a corner or a linebacker or a defensive lineman. No in between.
Second down and goal at the 1.
All the big ones in on defense.
And extra big ones in the backfield.
Yes, 7 offensive linemen.
Richard still going to be dropped from behind by Jermaine Pratt. That's 3rd and goal.
Jermaine Pratt is one of the guys that Dave Doran mentioned will be a big-time player for him a year from now. Sees the opening, comes in the back door and makes the tackle.
He had a huge game against their arch rival, North Carolina, their regular season finale. Had 10 tackles and an interception, showing his ranginess coming around the back door there to make the stop. So 3rd down and that much.
Do you keep banging straight ahead or do you try to go to the outside?
Got a quarterback that's got pretty good wheels too. He rolls out and now hurdles for the touchdown.
I'm laughing because Dave Huxtable said the modern players all jump, so be ready for the hurdle, right?
Yep.
Anthony said be ready for the hurdle, and he hurdled right over Nick McLeod, number 21.
He did this earlier this year in a similar situation, only on the other side of the field.
Did the ball get across the line that time? It was in his left hand. Yes, it did. I think it broke the plane before his knee came down.
Here's another look up and in.
Yep.
Right there. Tough drive. Good job by the Sun Devils.
Yeah,
there.
They did it tough. They did it tough. They ran 10 out of the 12 plays.
Reese's point after is good. And that makes it 38-17. Manny Wilkins, 7th rushing touchdown of the year. He does it airborne. 38-17.
We have, yeah, I know. Well, I had a little different one in mind.
Well, that would be nothing new for you and I.
No, I mean, I like the NC State touchdown on the blitz. You remember when the guy was blocking, it goes all the way? Put it all together on that play.
Okay.
Pick up the blitz, audible, through the pass. Here's the onside. No, fake onside.
Fake onside.
Another fake onside. Timeout.
Ooh.
NC State. They're going to go up and now they'll go safe onside, put their onside hands team out there.
To all of you from all of us at CBS, just about ready to start a new year.
Yeah, good timeout by Dave Doran. Put your hands team on out there. Fake one way, fake the next way.
And then head to the right, and a nice bounce. I'm not sure.
They got it.
They got it.
Yes, they did.
Lucas over there. Chase Lucas. It took a great hop. Somebody from NC State got a hand on it, but not a good hand.
Okay, fake it left, fake it right. Get balance. NC State doesn't move. And it bounces high, and once it gets bobbled, Chase Lucas ends up with it.
I think it was Jermaine Pratt who got the hand on it right there. And then it was a free-for-all.
Yeah.
And he's inbounds, and that's...
Emizi had a chance for it. He didn't come up with it as well.
Nice execution on that. Now, if they had the one they tried earlier in the game back, who knows? The one that we thought was a little ill-advised in the first half. Or maybe a lot ill-advised. At any rate, they got it back right now.
Well, remember last time they had the ball, they ran it 10 out of 12 times. Now what do? Do they try to do the same strategy again?
They went 76 yards in 12 plays on those 10 runs for that touchdown. And now they're at the 45-yard line. Wilkins, a throwback screen to Williams, and he got 3 or 4 out of it. Gets it to the 42. 9.5 to go. Wilkins looking left all the way, had it batted in the air. One of the defensive linemen, I think it was Darian Roseborough, who's playing for Bradley Chubb's spot today, and he got a hand on it.
Well, if you think NC State doesn't worried about Harry, here he is, and watch it, 2 defenders playing in and out on their best receiver. They're going to force Arizona State to throw the ball to somewhere else, and that time it was batted away.
So 3rd down and 7, but 2 down territory right now.
Yep.
Harry's up on top of the screen again on 3rd and 7. And Wilkins in trouble. Got away from it, steps up, and throws a dart right down the middle to Ryan Newsom.
What a great maneuver by Wilkins that time. This is how you work the pocket. He feels the pressure. Now watch him maneuver. One way, then back the other way. Work his way up in the middle of the pocket and deliver that strike right in front of Moorhead.
Newsom, 23-yard pickup. He took a big shot.
And he took one earlier on a play just like that and came up with it. But boy, that pocket awareness, that bite, there's no doubt that that was Manny Wilkins' best play of the game.
His receiver hung on, but he's shaken up. We got a timeout.
Yeah, Sean Boone was the other guy on the hit, and you know what? Newsom knew he was going to get tatered there.
Yep. But he gives him the 1st down and another chance in the red zone. Wilkins down the middle, got his man, touchdown, Kyle Williams.
I put that one, you cannot throw a football any better than that. 19-yard
touchdown.
Dexter Wright, number 14, was right there. This ball goes right over that shin. Watch his throw. Bang! Right over Pratt's head on a line right in front of Wright. When Manny Wilkins finished this drive off wonderful, didn't he?
Sure did. So the onside kick was successful, and the drive was successful. Extra point is good as well. Manny Wilkins, as Gary said, some tough throws. First a 23-yarder to Newsom, who had to take the big lick to hold on. And then a rocket right down the middle to Kyle Williams, who picks up his 7th touchdown reception of the season. And the Sun Devils are closing the gap a little bit.
Pass route. pattern is the style of all four. The route is the person who runs it within the pattern.
So let's see if they do it again. Successful last time on the onside kick.
Yeah, I would kick this one deep now. They're within 14 points. I'd plop this one down around the 20.
You see, 9 guys.
I'd pooch this one deep and let North Carolina State scramble.
And they're going the same way. This time, different result. This time, the guy that has hands on it last time grabs it.
I'm surprised. I would have put the pressure back on NC State to try to make a first down at that end of the field. I would have pooched it like the 25 or 30-yard line. What are your odds? They're sure this was their third onside kick of the game.
Right. And that was a tougher catch.
Yes, it was. Jasper Pratt, right?
Yep. So 2 touchdown game, 8:52 remaining. And now good field position.
Well, the pressure for about the first time in about 25 minutes of game action is on NC State to make a couple first downs here. Their defense is reeling.
Short field again, though, for them for the second time today.
Can they run it?
No, Gillespie's in there. He ran it for a touchdown the last time he touched it. And he almost broke free. I was going to say he might score another one. Talatasi hanging on for dear life in the back end there to bring him down.
Yeah, that offensive line that time just got manhandled. The Arizona State defensive line. That Arizona State defensive line a little bit undersized.
I think if Talatasi doesn't get him, he's gone.
Totally.
They got 9.
Gillespie is their power back, no doubt about that.
225-pounder. He comes out. Jalen Samuels, number 1, goes in.
Samuels more of the stretch runner. There's the stretch.
And here he comes for the first down. Needed a yard, got about 3.
Well, as you saw that, and that last play, Neon Himes went in motion, and Samuels got it. But it was Neon Himes from the tailback position that started out this running game for NC State that's been so successful. They're, what, close to 160 yards rushing in this game.
Career high for Himes with 3 rushing touchdowns. And then Samuels, who set the career reception mark for the Wolfpack today.
Nice 1-2 punch.
You're not kidding.
Behind a veteran offensive line.
And now they bring Gillespie back in there. And they'll give him the carry. He just bangs it up on the inside for 5 more. And the clock is an enemy of the Sun Devils right now, down to 7:20. NC State having recovered that onside kick.
I mean, if you're Arizona State, if you can get the ball back down 14 with any more than 3 minutes to go in the game, you think you might have a chance. Can't give up any more points. Even a field goal probably would end the game.
Unless NC State gets very close, we probably won't see a field goal.
I don't think so either.
Around it and then cut it to the outside and down the sideline. Gillespie. Did he get there again? He did. Second touchdown run for him today. This one a little bit longer, 33 yards.
I think they threw a flag on the play, though. Arizona State really sinks in, bounces to the outside, and right at the end of the play, I think Tyler Jones, number 53, got called a little bit of a grab.
Offense, number 53.
Yep.
10-yard penalty from the spot of the foul. Replay second down.
And there's no way he had to.
No, he didn't. You never know for sure where you are, but that time, 53 right there, Tyler Jones, left tackle. Nobody really to block. He gets his block, and then right at the end, a so-so grab.
Could probably call that every play if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Nonetheless, it comes back. So instead of a 33-yard touchdown run, it's back at the 33. Spot foul, so the penalty makes it second down and 6. And they're going to bottle up Nyheim Hines, no gain, lost a couple probably.
But number 95 or no men that time did a good job of defeating his block, clogging it up, not allowing any crack to get into the secondary.
I need a couple more good plays right here from their defense. It's asking a lot, but they're down and 7.
So do you throw the ball or not?
I don't know. If you get an incompletion, the clock stops.
I know, but first down almost puts the ball in the game. He's 22 for 27.
Not bad. Arizona State brings guys up as though they may come with the heat. They bail out of it. Pump fake, and the throw is on target.
Yep.
First down.
22 for 27. That's what you do. You earn the right to throw that ball.
Amika Amizi, a freshman, with a catch.
Remember, it was Amika Amizi right here. It's a slant and go on this time. Stop and go right by him. See the defender just with the pump fake allowed him. I think the defender thought he was throwing the ball inside to the slot that time, and a good read by Ryan Finley to get the ball at the top. And again, Red, you earn the right to throw that ball.
Yeah.
You know, if you're 12 for 24, you're not getting that throw.
When you're 10 for 10 in the second half,
you got
more likely you got the chance. And now they're in a great spot. First and goal. Clock is their friend.
NC State takes a timeout. They weren't in the proper formation. Got to get it right.
Looking to score more. Up 2 touchdowns.
To make the big play, the quarterback outsmarts him.
And leaves it first and goal at the 7. Hines in the Wolfpack backfield. And it's Samuels on the reception in the middle. Got it halfway to the goal line. So he adds to his career total. Under 5 to go now. Second down to goal.
I'm glad I didn't get to say what I was going to say there. I was going to say, well, that'll be the last pass you'll see NC State through. Right?
Sometimes it's better just leave it alone.
Just be quiet and just act like you're smart.
Here's the stretch play to Samuels. A stiff arm, bowling his way to the goal line. Didn't quite get there.
They're trying to get Samuels a touchdown. There's no doubt in my mind. That's why they threw the first short pass to him. A lot of talking going on down on the field right now. Samuels wants a touchdown. And, boy, he paid for that one, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. He's pushing Todd off him like, get off me. He paid the price. He got it to the 1. Actually, they're going to put it down at the 2. Third down to go.
Well, number 1's getting it this time.
Yep, he sure is. Direct snap.
Yep.
And he's going right. And he's going in. Touchdown. Samuels.
Yep, that was the game plan. They wanted him to throw, either get a pass for a touchdown or run for a touchdown to kind of cap off his career at NC State. Wildcat, just follow, 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 and then dive. Keep your knees off the ground and score.
First team All-ACC performer, third team All-American, showing us why today.
Well, I'll tell you, I came out of games the last few years. I thought he had to take Crowder from Duke. I loved him as a slot. I love Ryan Finley last year. And now I'm drafting this guy. I'm drafting Samuels. I'm telling you that right now. Ryan Switzer, Crowder, and Samuels. Those 3 guys can play.
12th rushing touchdown of the year for number 1.
Nobody has more fun than that guy at practice either, I'll tell you that.
And they'll bring this one out. Trelo Smith pushes his own blocker out of the way and got to the 20, that's all. And we talked about a double dose in the running back. We can make it a triple dose today. Gillespie getting in the act as well. 77 yards and a touchdown. Had 1 called back, actually. Hines, career high. 3 touchdowns on the ground. And then Jalen said, I want some of that. And he scored on the last drive moments ago. Arizona State has all its timeouts remaining, but they got to score in a hurry to make this a game at this point. Wilkins, quick throw to the outside to Harry, and Harry got 9. They keep him in bounds.
Well, Todd Graham, was very important for him to show his team that sometimes, in Todd Graham's opinion, life isn't fair.
Right.
But you finish the job. And he said he coached this team exactly the way he would have coached the team had he been the coach next year. He got his younger players ready for next season in some spring practice type practice. And he wanted to show his players that life always isn't fair. Of course, talking from Todd's point of view,
right,
that he felt he should not have been obviously let go, but he wanted to finish the job the right way. And I got to say, he should be proud of his team. You know, we were talking about it after that run that, you know, they're looking at the clock. Their last 2 drives have been very impressive for his team,
yeah, they're not
the way
quitting.
they finished the game, yes.
Todd, born in Mesquite, Texas, so he's going to finish his career as a head coach at Arizona State, at least in his home state. As Harry's got another grab down the middle. And Nikhil will come into next season with another sensational campaign this year. Well over 1,000 yards, having a big day today with 9 catches for 142 yards. Wilkins down the middle, a little too far in front of Kyle Williams.
Well, another guy maybe not finishing his career today, but is going to have a bright future. We talked about him all the way, Bradley Chubb. You know, he's the 4th player in the ACC in the last 8 years to win the Nagurski. Got any ideas? Remember him? Daquan Bowers,
okay,
2010. Luke Kuechly in 2011, and Aaron Donald. That's a pretty good group of players.
That's a really good group of players.
ACC should be very proud of those 4 players. Aaron Donald is destroying the NFL right now. Nobody can block him.
Mario Williams was the guy that had the school record for sacks before Bradley Chubb broke it this year. He was the #1 pick in the 06 NFL draft. Danny Wilkins a little high stepping on the long scramble of the sideline. Good run for him. And if you think the name is familiar, Bradley Chubb, and you're thinking about the playoffs and all that, he is a cousin of Nick Chubb. And they spent some time talking back and forth and texting back and forth throughout their senior seasons. Nick, another guy that came back and could have gone to the NFL last year.
And that was one of the things Coach Doran told us about why he did not hold anything against. In fact, he was helping advise Bradley about not playing in this game. He could have been drafted in the 1st round last year.
Long ball and a perfect throw to Frank Darby for the touchdown.
Man, you can't throw the ball any better than the end of this football game that Arizona State and Manny Wilkins has been doing. Outside, it's one-on-one coverage. He's going to throw it to the wide side of the field. Jonathan Alston, #5, who's had some good plays, but also has been a part of some perfect throws. And Darby, well, you can't put the ball in a better spot than that. And that makes Manny Wilkins' day from, you know, a couple tough interceptions.
Right.
But now, you know, he's 25 for 39 himself. Well, what, 350? 352.
That's Frank Darby's only his 2nd touchdown catch.
We'll get to see our 4th onside kick. Have you ever done 4 onside kicks?
I don't think so.
Neither.
Brandon Reese, extra point, he's good. 45-31. And now it's time for our plays of the game, presented by Napa Auto Parts. We each got the vote, so it's going to be in a losing effort, but I'm kind of liking this catch by Harry, who caught it about 3 times with his left hand.
Well, that's the Oakley glasses beautiful catch right there. I'm taking the team play right here. All out blitz, all 11 guys. Jacoby Myers gets the block from Calvin Harmon. All 11 guys from NC State doing their job. I'm going just normal, no sunglasses.
Double dose of Napa for you on our Sun Bowl, celebrating 50 years. We
reserve the right to change if they convert 2 onside kicks here, though.
That's true.
Right.
That's why I wanted to know the rules. See?
Right.
Now, here we go again. Who's going to get this one? They've gone to the right the last 2 times, one successfully, one not. They They've sort of faked the sweep like they were going to kick it to the other side of the field.
They surely don't practice 4 different onside kicks, do they?
I don't know. Well, those 3 guys,
yeah,
one of them's going to kick it.
They're going to make one up here.
I got it. You kick it.
They're going to do the crisscross again, aren't they?
No movement. This looks straight ahead.
Oh, man.
It is straight ahead. And it's picked up by Samuels. And he's going to take it all the way down, maybe to the 5.
That's such an odd play to kick it to their best guy, right?
Yeah. Did he fumble at the end of the play?
He might have, but I think he's thinking his knee was down. And Samuels will run off the field doing his bird imitation. He does it in practice all day. He said, my knee was down. So you're going to pooch it right at number 1. And he takes it and tries to make a big play out of it, and he does.
He not only picked it up, he put a move on just to get into the line of fire of that football.
Yeah, and there's a bunch of stuff going on while we're watching that replay. A little chippy at the end of this game. Still didn't see if his knee was down or not, to tell you the truth.
The officials from the Big Ten will have a conference down there.
He's got the ball.
Almost got face mask there.
Yep.
And
knee down, yes.
Elbow down, everything down.
Yep.
So Jalen knew what he was talking about when you saw that pointing the finger like, I was down, coach. And then we probably have unsportsmanlike both ways down here at the goal line. Let's see.
The ruling on the field was the runner fumbled the ball, recovered by the kicking team. After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 of the kicking team.
Yeah.
It'll be a half the distance to the goal. First down, Arizona State.
Well, J.J. Wilson was called, but this will be reversed and I think brought back, and NC State will have the football. They called it going over to Arizona State, but I think the replay official will reverse this. But right at the end of the play, see the ball's up, and right there, actually that's not really a cheap shot by J.J. Wilson. The ball's free, they're going for it, and come on, they're men, and they just wanted to protect the fumble recovery there. I do not call that a cheap shot at all.
And the play's under review. Jim Kemmerling is our replay official, and we are assuming that this is going to be NC State ball because we thought Jalen Samuels, both his knee and his elbow was down before the ball came out. But the call on the field was a fumble.
Ball is popped out. You can see he's trying to clean it out for his own player there, and it was called. It's going to be inconsequential, I think, in the big part of the game, but not a cheap shot.
So the review goes on with a couple seconds over 2 minutes remaining. And I think we've got it figured out.
After review, the runner was down at the 7-yard line. It'll be North Carolina State football. We will still enforce the penalty after the play's over. Unsportsmanlike conduct, number 9 of the kicking team. Half the distance to the goal, automatic first down for North Carolina State. That is number 9's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
So that's going to put it at about the 3.5-yard line when all the smoke clears here with North Carolina State in possession.
And I'm sure they'll just take a knee here and finish this game off.
Boy, there's so many candidates for player of the game for NC State. And you got the kind of skill players they have and a quarterback that's been as hot as he's been today.
I thought it was magnificently run by Finley in this football game.
Yeah, me too.
Called all the checkoffs. No taking a knee.
I guess they're going to hand it off.
Yeah, they are.
Lasky. And he's down around the 1. We were talking about Bradley Chubb and Nick Chubb a little while ago, and so there's your playoff picture. What a great couple of games those should be.
Yeah, everybody's asking me what I think. Here's what I think. I'm going to watch them. That's okay. They're great. There's nobody knows what's going to happen in these games.
Right.
I think one of the key part of the Georgia Oklahoma game is, can Georgia run the ball? That is number 1. And for Alabama against Clemson, can Kelly Bryant throw the ball and keep Alabama off balance? I think that's the story of the 2 games.
I don't think Baker Mayfield has seen anything like Georgia's defense, but I don't think Georgia's defense has seen anything like Baker Mayfield.
No, not at all. No.
And then, of course, it's Alabama and Clemson part 3.
And can Bryant do his imitation of Deshaun Watson and keep the Alabama defense off balance?
It's going to be fun.
Yep. You'll be out, right? You'll be out partying.
I'll be out watching the game.
You'll be out watching the game.
Sure.
I'll be in my chair.
I'll be in a chair by the end of the night. Second down and goal. Stretch play and a walk-in for Gillespie. And NC State goes over 50.
Well, really, as soon as Jalen Samuels caught that the fourth onside kick, the game was over, to tell you the truth. But when you call timeout, they keep going.
Yep. And you can't tell guys not to block, and you can't tell your third-string tailback not to run.
Yep.
So point number 52 upcoming from Dunbar. And it's up and good.
Biggest question, I think, for NC State now is what will Ryan Finley decide to do after this game? Will he turn pro, or will he decide to come back and play?
Well, last year when we did this game, the question was Mitch Trubisky, what are you going to do? And he made himself $1 zillion in that game.
I don't think Ryan's in Mitch's category, but I do think he's a prospect for the NFL.
I do too. Those numbers would indicate that he's definitely a prospect. And at age 23, because he's been at a couple of different schools, you know, you stay around a lot longer, and all of a sudden they look at you and go, you're too old.
Yeah, you know, they might say that. You know, I didn't even make the league until I was 26, and I played 13 years. That's pretty good.
That's true. You're an exception to almost every rule, though.
Really?
Yeah.
Well,
you can take that as a compliment if you like.
Me and Burt Reynolds, I think.
Both Sun Bowl analysts over our 50 years at CBS.
One of the, I think it's one thing we have in common. I'm still trying to think of something else, to tell you the truth.
Finally going to see a regular kick, although it's a pooch kick.
That's what I thought Arizona State should have done the time before on their third one.
And Mario Richard, the guy that scoops that one up.
When Arizona State got it to 14, that's what I thought they should have done right there.
On the 50th year of the Sun Bowl and CBS, we've got 52 points today, second most in a bowl game in school history for NC State.
Boy, he's not even putting any of the backups in the game. He's still got Wilkins in the game.
Coaching him to the last 2 minutes.
I guess they are.
Wilkins steps up in the pocket, had his arm hit, and this is going to be intercepted.
Nope. Got it.
Harris Moore.
Yep. And he took a knee right away. Did not see who hit his arm on the play. I could not tell who got it, but just all it is need a tick. And as soon as he caught it, Moore goes down and takes the knee the way you're supposed to.
That's his third of the year for Arias, who we spent some time with yesterday. So he'll effectively end this game. NC State, we have a flag down at the 40 that I did not see.
After the play was over, unsportsmanlike conduct, North Carolina State number 57, 15-yard penalty. It'll be first down. It's number 57's first unsportsmanlike conduct penalty.
Well, apparently some celebrating or something after the play.
Interesting story about Arias Moore. He was the last recruit of the year. They called him, he said I was a blue recruit. They had given out all this blue shirt, right. Given out all the scholarships. He still wanted to come and never made a visit to NC State. That allowed him to take a scholarship from the next year. He never stepped on campus until his first practice in fall ball, and he finishes off with an interception of his career at NC State.
And being one of the captains of the team as well. Good for him. Well, the Wolfpack's still in a formation that appears they're going to hand the ball off, and they will. Gillespie is going to get back to the line of scrimmage. Smallwood made the tackle. As Gary said, a lot of starters still in there. racking it up. And Bradley Chubb celebrating with his teammates on the sideline.
They were playing an almost tackle. I think they were going to try to throw water over Bradley Chubb. I just hope he doesn't get hurt on the sideline.
Yeah, that wouldn't be good. Well, they did get the coach, though.
Yep.
Dave got drenched. Celebrations beginning now in El Paso. Now they got the victory formation there for the final couple of snaps.
Well, not as tight a game as we would have liked. Got down to 14, but I thought NC State showed why a lot of people thought they were a sleeper this year to make the playoffs.
Yeah. Well, they got as high as 14th, and they will finish in the top 25, which Dave Doeren said is important to his kids and to the program as they go forward. And they came in number 24, and they certainly haven't hurt themselves as far as their national ranking for the end of the season.
And the Herman Edwards era begins at Arizona State.
Right now.
That would be fun to cover, I think, don't you?
Fun game to watch, too. I mean, a lot of big plays.
Yep.
Both teams pushed it right to the end. So for Todd Graham, the last time he will come out there in a Sun Devil sweatshirt to shake hands with an opposing coach. And for Dave Doeren, a 9-4 season. Pretty good. (52-31) is the final. It's been great 50 years of CBS in the Sun Bowl as we take you back in time a little bit and let you know all the great men and women who work so hard every weekend to make it so special for Gary, Allie, and me. Our thanks to our great crew.
Hello, everybody. I'm Lindsey Nelson with Tom Brookshire. I'm Paul Horning along with former Bear great. I'm Pat Summerall. This, of course, is Tom Brookshire. I'm Tom Brookshire, and I was born and raised right there.
I'm Brad Nessler along with Randy Cross. Welcome, everybody. I'm Jim Nance.
Hi, once again, everybody. Vern Lundquist along with Gary Danielson. And welcome to this charming, historic, and captivating city of El Paso.
So from all of us to all of you, Happy New Year. And from CBS Sports, thanks for being with us every weekend. And especially today for our 50th and the Sun Bowl's 84th year. For Gary Danielson, Allie LaForce, Brad Nessler, so long from El Paso. NC State, congratulations, 52-31, Sun Bowl champions. College football postgame show powered by Ram is up next after these messages. So long from El Paso.